Hello everyone, this is the meal prepping sheet or meal planning sheet that Ashley and I use to prep out all our meals and plan out our weeks. Not prep, but yeah, plan out all of our meals for the week. So I wanted to spend a few minutes just showing you what we do, and hopefully this will help you. This one is based on the 21-day fix. So you get your veggies, your fruit, your protein, your starch. This fat, this is actually a blue container. The dressing is your orange container, and the oils are your teaspoons. So that's like your peanut butters and coconut oils. This column right here, up top here, the BB column, that was Body Beast. That was the one beforehand. So now I'll change it to 21. So this is your 21-day fix. So what that means is chocolate Shakeology is counted as a protein, right? So look, I've got a mark there. It's a 1 protein. And this signifies the actual quantity of 1 serving. So 1 equals 1 protein, or 1 red. That's 1 scoop. If you take a look at the banana, I have banana in here. Now, the book actually says a half of a large or a medium banana. I just do it like this because that's what the quantity they're actually looking for is about 4 ounces of banana after it's been peeled. The bananas vary in size so much, so what I usually do is just put a 1, saying that it's 1 serving, and then, that's 2, so that would be like 8 ounces of banana. Peanut butter, same thing. It's a fat, so you look and you see, or it's an oil, excuse me, it's a teaspoon, right? So 1 teaspoon, that just signifies that it is a teaspoon. Then this is 1 teaspoon is a serving, so 3 of them. In this case, that's 3 servings of fat, or excuse me, of teaspoons. If you go to the Shakeology, again, that's 1 serving of a protein, right? If you look at the banana, 2 servings of bananas. So that's doing the counting for me. So over here, I don't type anything in over here. This is all is just already input into it. You can see the formulas up here. But what I do, the way I do set it up is I'll start out, I would delete all of these tabs first. So I only had my tab. Alright, I was starting out this fresh, brand new this week. Alright, then I would go in here and say, none of these are in here. I'll just delete these out too. Alright, so delete all those out. I don't delete the Shakeology out because we never really changed that recipe. If you do, then obviously you change it, but we love our Shake-O. It's always there. It's the foundation and base of all of our nutrition. So then the next thing I'll do is my target right now is 8 greens, 5 purples or fruits, 7 reds or proteins, 5 yellows or starches, 1 blue, which is your healthy fats, 1 orange, which are your dressings and seeds, and 8 teaspoons, which are your butters and like peanut butters and coconut oils. So I'll plug those in, and then I'll also go ahead and plug in Ashley's target range also down here. And then these rows or these cells are set up to sum everything above it, so it keeps track of it as I'm going through it. So right now you can see, based on that recipe, I've got 2 servings of fruit, I've got 1 serving of protein, and 3 servings of fat. Now let's insert that back in there, or let me just undo. I'm going to undo this. So all of that's back in there. So now let's go back down here, and you'll see now this sum has changed, right? So I've got my 8 servings, I've got my 5 servings, I've got 7. I'm a little over, but that's fine. It's close enough. A little over there again, that's close enough. And then 1 and 8. So it sums everything up. So this menu has been built to perfectly fit that. From there, I would take and, well, before I go on, let me say this. So let's say, for example, I was adding something in here because I've got these recipes in here, and say you wanted to make a different dish. Say you wanted to make vegetable egg cups. So let's go in here and you do a vegetable egg cups. And say you are only shooting for 6464116. Well, Obviously that's too many. So let's say right here, this is where you want to cut that down a little bit. So we're going to do 4. So that gives us 4 egg whites. 8 egg whites is 1 serving. So now that went from 1 serving to a half a serving. So when we look at our bottom, look, now we're at 6.5 instead of 7. So where else can we take out? Let's say here, let's take out a little bit of chicken here. So we'll go from 12 down to 4 ounces as 1 serving, it looks like. So let's bump that down to 8. That gives us 5.5 proteins now. That took a whole serving out. So we want to go, now we're a little too low. So you know what? Let's keep the chicken where it's at, and let's let's go, instead of going 8 ounces, let's do 10 ounces, and that should just right there, right? 2.5 servings. Yep, perfect. 6, 6. That's exactly what we're shooting for. So that's how you could do it, to adjust for yours, leaving everything else the same. Let's go ahead and keep doing the veggies now. Where can we go and adjust that? Say, all right, you don't like carrots, so let's change that to red onion. It's still a green, it's still a veggie, so this will not change because it's still a veggie. This will not change because 1 green container is 1 cup. It's the same amount whether it's carrots or red onions. They will tell you, like a cup's around 10 baby carrots, but it's the general idea of it. Veggies is hard to really, like, you can't eat too much veggies essentially. So anyway, now that I've got red onion in there, nothing else changed. But again, we're too high on our vegetables there, so maybe let me do 1 cup for that. So now you look, that went down from 8 to 7, but we're still 1 too high. So let's say on our Brussels sprouts, we're going to go down there also. Let's go to 1 cup there. Now look, we're at 6, and that's what our target was. 6 is the total. That's what our target was. So I would continue to do this, working down until I got all these targets right. And that's how I would build Ashley's. I build mine first to get my targets right, then I would build Ashley's. If you want to, completely take something out, like if you want to change a whole recipe, what I would recommend doing is just start here at the title, like I was starting to do there, with rename it whatever you want, and then whatever food types, whatever the recipe is, if it's a protein, just replace, like this one was already a protein, so replace it. Maybe you change it from egg whites to eggs. Now the one thing you'd have to change there would be, that's going to be 2 eggs, because that's one that would be different, right? So double check your book, make sure you got your quantities right. But say, for example, goat cheese here, instead of doing that, that counts as a blue. Say you were wanting to add an almonds. Say you don't like goat cheese, so you don't have to have it in this recipe, but it's a blue. It's a blue. So you say, okay, let me go and look for another blue on this list. So you've got goat cheese, you've got where am I? Here we go. All right, goat cheese. Sorry about that. You got cheddar cheese. So that's your 2 blues. So they are interchangeable. You can literally say, copy that out. Control C or Command C, depending on what type of computer you have, and then just insert it down here wherever you wanted it, and then change it to almonds, or say hummus for this example, because almonds is 12 almonds, not a full blue container. So here, when you look at this will not change. That's still 1/3 of a cup. A blue is about 1/3 of a cup. That won't change. All you change now is just if you need more or less. In this case, you wouldn't need any more or less. But the one thing is, like, notice here, since I copied that in there, it didn't adjust here, because you've got to make sure, when you add in cells like that, make sure that the sum is still summing up the right cells. So I adjusted that, and watch now, our blue container is at 1.38. It's going to go up to 2.38. All right, so you just want to make sure, do your double checks. If you're just really struggling with this, let me know. Maybe we can, spend some more time walking through it, or if you have specific questions, let me know. But it really doesn't take long to do all this. Very useful. Really helps us out a lot for our meal planning. So from there, like I said, after I build mine out to get my quantities right, then I would copy I would create this one that would be Ashley. I would do just like I told you where I adjusted the quantities for her. Then I would copy again. It doesn't matter if you copy mine or hers. If you only have one, then it makes it really easy. But if you have two, this is what I like to do from there. So for more than one person, and you would have to do this for every person. I mean, if y'all are in the same category, then obviously again it makes it easy. You just double up everything. But in this case, we're different categories. So once I got hers right, then I would come to this total. I will use this total sheet for doing all of the when I'm actually cooking, because it gives you this week column is what you need for the entire week. This quantity column again this is for one serving. So for me, one serving of egg whites is 8. For the entire week, I would need 56 egg whites. Does that make sense? And you would type that in right there. Here's this formula. You don't have to type anything in here. All right. So anyway, back to the total sheet. I go equals. Click on Ashley's tab. Go to that same cell in hers, plus the same cell in my sheet. All right. So now that sum those up, which makes sense. I had a scoop. She has a scoop. That equals 2. You've got, drag it down, it'll sum up the entire thing for you. So again, whenever you come to actually make your recipes, then you know, okay, I need 168 ounces of chicken breast for this recipe. All right, so copy this sheet one more time, and that's how I make my shopping list. All right, so then I'll select everything, copy it, paste it, go over to the little clipboard, paste values only, so there's no formulas. I will cut this week sheet out, and I'll paste that right there. And delete the rest of this. And then I like to filter, I've got the filters. Here's your filter button up here. This is already filtered. So to go to ascending, this puts in alphabetical order. And then basically I just go through this sheet and say, okay, obviously that's nothing, so delete. These are doubled up, so 20, there's 2 bananas, so I'll add that together, so 35. Then delete that one out. Then pepper, you can sum it up. You can say, all right, let me drag all those. Look at you can barely, actually you can't see it, sorry about that, but this will sum. Yeah, there you go, now you can see it. So 31, so I would change that to 31, and then delete those other 3. And I would do this for every item, all these duplicates all the way down. And then you come back, and once you get through the entire bottom, then it's really easy. You just go here, click on your select all, and then scroll down to blanks, select the blanks, and I just simply delete those out. And then it'll, oops, try that one more time. Delete row. All right, and then I'll select all again. It gives me my grocery list of exactly what I need. Take it to the store. As I come back, I use this to actually cook, and then this helps me portion out for each one of us. So let me know if you have other specific questions. I'd love to help more. But other than that, I hope this helps. I hope your meal planning is coming along nicely. We'll keep adding recipes. We'll keep sharing tips. We can't wait for this to get going, and y'all have a great night.